Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have had an awesome weekend and that you have enjoyed it. And we are now looking for a new month in trading, a new month also, and a week. So let's have a look at it. Again, sorry for not being on that much for the past week, but I've been out with a terrible cold or flu, and I'm still regaining my strength, I guess. So yeah, let's look into it. As always, please follow me on Twitter. This is where I do most of my work for now, at least. So please follow me at UseLinkINV. Same goes for my YouTube channel, UseLinkINV on YouTube. Please give me that thumbs up and the the big follow. I highly appreciate it. So yeah, let's look into it. Let's see what the charts has done. As mentioned, it has been a weekly and a monthly close, and that's pretty. That's also always pretty big to look at. So let's have a look see. Look see, look see. Let's see the dollar. The amazing dollar. I want to show you something here. As you know, these are my doodles that I've made here for the past some time. And what I want to show you here is really how important. Let's go to the daily, whatever. You know, we have had this long-term red trend line coming down here all the way through, all the way through. And as you can see, just notice how it has acted as a support and resistance all the way through. You can clearly see it all the way right here, 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 and this Friday we had a big pop and then we had a fade right down again, and the pop came here all the way to the red resistance and coming down. So as mentioned, as long as we are below the red long-term trend line here, it's bearish for the dollar. So it has to get above, 102 point something before we can say that the dollar is in good shape. So we can just remove that one. Right, this to me looks like where we want to break out, and we will see. And if we lose the green one here at 100.8, that's when it goes fast to the downside, I think. That's my take on the Dixie or the dollar. I wanted to show you something here on the gold chart. Let's zoom out very long. Since this is the weekly, excuse me, a monthly close. Let's go like this. Let me just stop all this pop-ups here just for you guys. Okay, I want to show you the difference between 2011 and now. So what happened in 2011? Let's have a look. You see, we peaked out, yeah. Then we came down, made some sort of head and shoulders here, and we ran up and then collapsed completely. Yeah, this is basically what happened here. Let's look at what happened today or in 2020. We peaked out, we came down, made our head and shoulders, rallied up, started to collapse, as you all know, but reversed big time, right? So the difference is clearly, while everyone thought that we were going to crash right here and do a repeat of the 2011, it reversed on us big time, and now we are going for a monthly all-time high close at 1996 or so, 1990, whatever it is. So clearly, these two here are completely different, and yet so similar to the start. Yes. So that's very nice to see. Very, very nice to see. Let's go in and look at the weekly. As you know, not nothing much has happened on gold. I don't have any charts, any lines on right now. But just to show you, this was the fake down to the downside, right? This was when everyone thought, "Oops, this is a repeat of 2011." While clearly it is not. Clearly this is a different stage. So, but as you can see, for the past how many? What is it, like 6 weeks or so? We've just gone sideways, more or less sideways in some sort of upward channel here. If you go to the daily. So yeah, this is what we are waiting for. If we will get a further pullback or what will happen. It all depends on the dollar, like you looked at on the previous chart, on the previous slides. So silver is similar. I have this yellow resistance zones coming down. We peaked out at 26, as we talked about, which was very likely to do so. And yeah, right now we're actually in a bullish pennant, funny enough. So we will have to wait and see if we can break out to the upside. But I do still think that we will get to the 24, 23.5-ish. So we will retest this trend line coming here. Let me remove the fib levels for you. I think we will test this trend line coming here, maybe even going as far below as the inner dotted one here. So yeah, that's my goal anyways. Let's have a look at nat gas. This was our formation. As you know, above the blue line we are bullish, so I do think that we're going in for a big move here, as mentioned, just below 3, and then we will see what happens. Do we double top or what do we do? We will have to wait and see. But this is basically something that I have been saying for a long time down here, that I think this will be a double bottom and that we need to get back above the blue ones, and we did. As you can see, breakout, retest, resumption, and I think we will go to just below 3. Um, and if we can break this one here, the golden coming down here, and the green one, then we are going for the next one, which is just below 4, which is this bad boy coming down from over here. You can clearly see it here, right? We have a trend line coming all the way down. So if we can break this cluster right here at some point, then I think we will have a go at around 4. But let's wait and see. I mean, that's like a month or two out in the future anyway, so we don't look at that right now. But that's just giving my thoughts on it. And as you have known, gas has went from like 10 to 2. That's an 80% drop, yeah. So I don't think there's much more downside. Also, if you zoom out all the way out, you can see here, this is a 15-year-long trend line coming all the way down, and we are just testing that one here. So nat gas here, could it go lower? Sure, but I definitely think there's more upside than downside looking at this. So, but give it time, because such a collapse right here needs some time to base out. Okay, let's have a look at the major SP500, the SPX. As we talked about just before I went offline for a bit, we had the breakdown, and now we are retesting here, which is actually insanely bullish all of a sudden, right? Because we are actually trying to get above this level right here, right there. If we can get back above, back into the wedge, then we have a lot of people shorting here that are caught, with their pants down, and so they need to buy back at some point. So I think actually right here, right now, I think Monday will be a fun one to watch to see where we are going. I know Apple has earnings, so that's a big one. But for now, the SPX, as you can see, we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move down, and now we are above this golden trend line coming here. So for now, as long as we are above, I mean, the SPX is more bullish than bearish. But yeah, let me show you something here on the PodX, the Cannabis. I know a lot of people hate it and laughed at me. Yes, I was bullish at some point. I can't remember exactly where. I think it was here late 2022. But obviously it broke down on me, and then I had to exit my trade. But anyways, what I'm looking at right now is this long-term channel here, downward channel. And if we can see, excuse me, as you can see here, we have this golden trend line coming down, squeezing right now here all the way in, and we have peaked out a bit here. So if we start to see some spiking here, I think there is merit to a good trade. If you believe that the cannabis stocks has anything to do, but it has been beaten down for a very long time, right? From the moral, I can't remember exactly, but it's like 99.8 or something. It has dropped. So I think we're in for a bounce at some point, but timing it could be difficult. But if you can get a break here, it's a start. So we will watch that for the next week. Okay. We have oil. Oil. Yes, let's zoom in here. Let's get the setup correctly here. If you have been following me, 82 is my big bull level. We actually got above, mid last month, but couldn't keep it. We kept it for like 4 days before going down. And as I said, if we break down again back above 82, then we are going for a gap fill. And that's exactly what we did with some overperformance. As you can see, we went lower. and now we're back into the gap. We had a big day on Friday. We are back into the gap, so let's see where we go. It could go either way, to be honest, in my view. So we have to wait and follow what happens. Bitcoin, why did I have Bitcoin in here? I think it's a mistake, to be honest. Let's skip that one. Okay, let me show you. This is the platinum chart. It's a beautiful. Platinum is absolutely beautiful. I think it's one of the most underlooked or under watched sectors or commodities, sorry. And as you can see, we had the big breakout 2 weeks before, and now we are retesting. Breakout, retest. And this is where it all stands. So we broke out. I've done a retest. It's a bit lower, but depending on how you want to act, maybe if you take this green high here, it makes sense. So, but anyways, the backtest is valid, no matter if you do like this and this. So what's happening right now is a retest and a retest at the exact same level. So hopefully this is a double bottom, and if we can get this rocket ship going here next week, I mean, you are in for an absolutely stunning move up here. It's a 2 year consolidation, right? We have the move up and then a pause, and we have broken out above the major golden trend line here. So if we can start to get above the big level to watch is 1150-ish, 1140, 1150, then we're good to go. Also zooming out, just look at this stunning chart, right, Array. If you go right across the bat, right, we broke out here, consolidated, and then we broke out again. So platinum to me looks like an absolute monster if we can get further momentum here. Palladium, quickly, let's zoom into the formation that we have been looking at. Just a quick recap. I've said for a long time that if this is a false breakdown, we want to get back above 1560, and we did with a big candle here. Went into a flag, and then we couldn't quite keep the retest, and we actually went all the way down to. Oops, excuse me, guys. And then we actually went all the way down to retest this wedge coming here, right, all the way down. And hopefully, if you're a bull, what you want to see now is a resumption from here. And again, to get back above this golden trend line coming across. If you want to know where this golden trend line is starting, it's starting all the way over here from the March lows, as you can see. So this is the one you want to get above for the intermediate term to get to be bullish. So yeah, platinum has some work to do, but still, this looks good to me. I mean, hopefully we will get some sort of a. Let me show you here quickly before we go on to the next one. Hopefully, we broke down from the 1650, and we are doing some sort of a cup and handle. That would be perfect, absolutely perfect. So let's see where that goes. But I think that's what we are seeing right now for Palladium is a cup and handle here. Obviously, if we break below this one here, this green one, I mean, then it's very bearish, as you know. If we get down below here, then there's no bullishness left in this chart, I guess. Okay, let me quickly. Oh yes, uranium actually did some amazing stuff. Last week the spot price started to move big time. Well, big time might be a big word, but we went all the way up to 54. But for some reason, my trading view hasn't updated yet. Maybe the one second. Maybe the UX could be lucky that this one. This is better. This one actually has it. So let me just remove all the good stuff there. And you can see here we have broken out in a big way for uranium spot price. Yeah, you can see similar to this. So if we are in for a run here, like this one, then I can assure you that the uranium miners will not break down from the big overall head and shoulders that you can see on the charts. This is very bullish, and I think it's because there's a new vehicle coming in that is able to buy a lot of uranium pounds, from the spot price, or for the spot market. Sorry, my bad. And I think this is someone front running all this good or that listing. I think it's a private listing. Don't get me wrong, I'm not that much into it. You can go look at John Quakes on Twitter. He knows everything about it. But this insanely bullish. insanely bullish for now for the uranium spot price. That's what we want to see as a uranium bull, which you know I am. And URA, URA. Let's go back here 1 second. We also had a pretty good week last week, right? Let's go to the weekly just to show you. We had a big week, big engulfing week actually. I didn't notice that until now. Very good. We're still, let me give you the bearish look. We're still in a bear flag. Guys, just remember this. We are still in a bear flag. But last week's price action has, done a lot of damage to the bears because I know there's a lot of shorting going on in the uranium spot in the uranium market and the miners. So for now, it's a good start, let's say, but we really want to get back above. Let me draw it here. We want to get back above the bear flag in this zone here, negating the bear flag, getting above the golden trend line coming down here, and then I think there will be a lot of shorts that will start to cover. And with regarding to the big overall head and shoulders that I mentioned previously, it's this one right here, right? This is where it is. So yeah, but we do still have the 200 DMA weekly moving average coming up here. So it's still one big fight right now against the bulls and the bears. And I think if the spot price keeps doing what it's doing, I think the bulls will win. But again, we have to wait and see. The charts will never lie. So yeah, this is very fine for now. But we still need to get above, let me say, 21 before I will say, okay, we have a decent shot here at the minus to do something amazing. Okay, very quickly, just to show, because my time is running out, I have a lot to cover. So here we have it, the GDX head and shoulders, in versus head and shoulders, and we just did a breakout retest of the big neckline here. This has to hold. We need to resume up here, then we're good to go. Again, similar here. At the watermark, sorry guys. I know people love to have it on like that. My bad. The semiconductors. There it is. You can see big inverted head and shoulders right here. We broke out. Now we are just consolidating above here, and yeah, still looks good as long as we're above the neckline. It's all fine and dandy for semiconductors. 10. Just look at this squeeze. It's just insane. It's absolutely insane, to be honest. We have it the lower bullish trend line coming up here, and then of course we have the big channel here across. And as you can see, we're going straight into the apex. So the move, if you go up, will be insanely violent, or if you go down, will also be insanely violent. If we go down, I would make it so that if you can get it here to the lower trend line here in this channel, you will have a perfect buy at around 35, whatever. Insanely bullish if you can get that. Or if we break up, then I mean it's off to the races. I mean this is just 2 years of just compression, and it wants to go up compared to down, but we'll have to wait and see. XLE, just look at this one here. This is the energy sector. Has shot up big time from the March 2020 lows, and now we're just consolidating all the way here. And what I'm looking at right now is this inverted head and shoulders right here. We did the gap fill last week. We had a gap right here, as you can see. Beautiful gap right there, which had to be filled. This is the OPEC production cut gap. And then we have the neckline up here, right, at around, there it is, at around 87 point something. This is the big neckline. And I think if we can get back above here, then I think actually energy will break out in a big way. So let's watch this one. I think next week and the next 2 weeks will be really interesting to see how far we can go. Okay, let me show you one here quickly. I have 1 minute. This is the banking sector. As you can see, this was the crash back in 08, and now we have the same trend line going up here. And actually, what we have support right now is the highs here, as you can see, coming across here all the way. These are the highs from back then that is actually acting as support right now. And I can assure you that if we lose this green zone here back from '08, it's game over for the banking sector, and you will have a crisis like no other if this were to happen. So, yeah, have an awesome day, guys. Follow me on YouTube, Twitter, and bye.